Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Marketing the Invisible. I'm joined today by Bill Prater. Bill, g'day from down under, sir. Where are you hanging out?
Phoenix, Arizona, Tom.
And the question on everyone's lips is, how do you get your frickin' hair so perfect every single morning? It's even better than mine, mate.
Well, I use a razor. You just use clippers.
Yes. Well, my wife uses clippers. My hairdresser lost a client the day he just decided to get some clippers and shear my hair off completely. I thought, I think my wife can do that. Phoenix, Arizona. Do you golf?
I golf. I live on a golf course. It's gorgeous.
Amazing.
And yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because it's kind of like Phoenix is almost the golfing capital of the US, I think.
Well, actually, I live on 3 golf courses. In my community, we have 3 of them.
Where else in the US can you live on 3 golf courses? All right. So, folks, we'll get off sports and hairstyles and back to Bill and his expertise. He's the founder and CEO of Business Mastery, which is a fabulous community, but perhaps more on that later. He's also the creator of Scaleology. He earned his reputation as America's business alchemist by helping business owners and entrepreneurs break free from inertia and accelerate into the future they dream of. Bill's got very specific intellectual property around scaling businesses. And I know a lot of people say they have, but Bill has got well-developed intellectual property or methodology around this. How many years have you been helping people grow businesses, Bill?
Well, from a consulting standpoint, the answer is 23. But prior to that, I used to raise money for people. I own an investment banking firm.
Right. So you're on the periphery and on the edges, all the heart of financing for probably, another 20 years on top of that, but 23 years specifically focused as a consultant, coach, and mentor. Thanks for being here. Your expertise, I'm sure, is going to prove to be invaluable to a lot of listeners. Title today, folks, is How to Make Sure Your Next Step is the Right Step. Bill, our 7 minutes starts now. Question number 1, who's your ideal client?
Ideal client, Tom, is an entrepreneur or a small business owner that's focusing on providing services to companies that sell business to business or B2B.
Right. So the people that are selling services to the B2B companies. Tell us about the problem you solve. That's question 2.
So the primary problem that I help people solve is to get out of, if you will, running their business from an opportunistic standpoint and instead convert that into being more strategic about the steps they're taking day to day. And so the problem really is helping people avoid a bunch of missteps, mistakes, and going down the wrong paths far too often.
Right. So let's go then to symptoms. Question 3, 6 minutes left. If someone's listening to this, how would they know they should be finding out more about what you do? What's going on in their life or their business that it's going to give them a heads up and go, yeah, I've got those symptoms. I need help with that.
So, there's several, but let me give you kind of what I find to be the top 3, and that would be that number 1, they find that whatever they do from a marketing or a sales or a staffing standpoint, they don't seem to move the needle. That wherever they are, whether it be 500,000 of annual revenue or 500 million of annual revenue, it seems to be stuck at that point on and on. So that's kind of number 1. Number 2, they find that they're personally being drawn into doing every single thing in the business. Now, if you're a solopreneur, you expect it every single day, and you hope one day I'll get out of that. But if you've got a team of 5 or 6 managers and you're still getting sucked into the day-to-day, then you know something's wrong. So that's number 2. And then number 3 is that you realize that for some reason or another, you finally understand that no one really is ever going to buy your business because you personally are too important to it.
Well, that's an expensive system. That's a painful symptom. Let's go to mistakes that people so 4.5 minutes left. What would you say some of the common mistakes that some of your best clients made before they found out about your solution?
So I think, Tom, the most prevalent one is being, let's use the word seduced, or romanced by some sort of a sales message they get, either by going to a webinar, for example, or reading an ad in Inc. magazine or something, and they'll say, gee, that really sounds like the solution to my problem. And so the mistake they make is they go and invest their time and treasure in it, only to find out it may be a fantastic solution, but it's the wrong timing for them. So that's the most frequent problem. And then all the manifestations from that, all the frustration that comes out of it, getting mad at themselves for not being more insightful and strategic and so forth.
Is there, so is that like putting the solution, not understanding the context of the problem and just finding something that sounds like a good solution, but they haven't defined the problem? Is it rushing into something that's tactical before they figure out the strategy? Couple of questions in there, but what's your take on that?
Actually, it's really a lot of both of it.
Okay.
So they know this. Most business owners, entrepreneurs, know the symptoms. So for the symptoms, we went through, and what do people see? Well, the symptom is they're working too hard. They're involved in too many day-to-day activities. If they've tried to sell their business, they end up either not getting any buyers, or the offers they get are too small. So they know that's the symptom, but what they don't understand is that the solution is the way they're going about, if you will, running their business from a very high level. It's interesting that the tendency of people when they're trying to solve a problem, Tom, is to dive into the problem and dig deep. In fact, you can hear those lines, drill down, get in the, no, the best solutions arrive when you are able to, what I call chunk up, get higher and higher and get a bigger perspective. And then the symptoms go away and you start seeing the little flares, little fires that are going on. And those are the problems.
There's a lot of truth. Yeah, a lot of us have experienced it when we've been buried in business and we've gone away for 2 weeks on holiday and we come back and we've suddenly been able to see the big picture because we haven't been drilling down. We've been having a break. So let's go to question 5. Only 2 minutes left, so I better hurry up. One top tip. What can you give? I'm not going to solve the whole problem, but it might give people a bit of a start.
Well, one of my philosophies is to focus on the vital few and ignore the trivial many. Now, an exercise that I do every single day, and I'd like to recommend that our listeners, Tom, do this, and that is every day, either at the end of the day or the first thing in the morning, is to just think, as a result of everything I did yesterday, am I closer to or further from my long-term vision? The answer is binary, yes or no. Don't dwell on what in the world happened, but the next thing is most important. What's one thing I can do tomorrow, one vital single thing that'll move the needle the farthest way down the road? That's the daily exercise. I love it
every single day. Thank you for that, folks. Worth rewinding and writing that one down if you haven't already captured it. 45 seconds left. Question 6, one valuable free resource we can direct people to. I'm going to give this to folks and you can explain it to them, Bill. www.ceoa.circle.so. So ceoa.circle.so. Bill, what are folks going to find when they get there?
Well, let me even make it simpler for people, Tom. Getbillsgift.com.
Great. Getbillsgift.com. And
yes,
question
and you'll
7,
get right
what are they going to find there?
Well, what you're going to find there is a free membership for as long as you like it in the Business Master Community, which is my signature program.
And question 7, what's the one question I should have asked you but didn't?
Well, a lot of people ask me, Bill, how in the world can you deal with such a diverse group of clients? And the answer is because at the highest level, everything is the same.
So true, so true. Bill Prater, thank you so much for your time and your wisdom and your insights. Cheers.
You are very welcome, Tom. I'm happy to be on your program.
Thanks for checking out our Marketing the Invisible podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate us, and leave us a review. It's very much appreciated. And if you want to generate 5 fresh leads in just 5 hours, then check out www.5hourchallenge.com.